Guess what? We're going on vacation. In this new series, Chanel and I are going to detail our latest travel adventure. We're going to Europe. So for the next season, you're going to hear about all of our endeavors. But first, we're going to start about planning because Chanel and I, we're planners. And everybody else on the trip is not. So enjoy as we talk about all the ups and downs on our way to Europe.
Hello, Cindy.
Hi, Chanel.
Welcome again
I know, to this podcast.
that we share.
Will it ever end? Probably not.
Probably not.
No. So we're heading into our second trip that we traveled together in this
Oh my
travel
God.
series.
Where
which
did we
is-
go?
Well, we went to a lot of places.
Yes,
but
but
it's Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Europe.
We
Are
have
crazy.
inside jokes.
A lot of, way too many. Which I think makes sense.
Yes.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yes. We spent a lot of time talking. And
Yeah.
so we just develop
A lot of inside jokes. But yeah, we went to Europe, and it was a 2-week, how many countries?
Extravaganza.
Five country extravaganza?
Yeah. She's counting.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
6?
Mm,
6?
Yeah.
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 Ish, because I mean six.
Yeah.
6 countries.
We had to escape for our lives.
Yes, so 5.5, 6 countries.
Yes.
And it's actually really funny because this was my second time going to Europe this year.
Crazy. Crazy.
Yeah, so the thing was, how it all started was we discussed that we were going to do a trip every single year. Like we were going to try to leave the country every single year, where the plan was we were going to start with Montreal, which we talked about. We did Montreal. We are going to then advance to Europe, and then we're going to advance to Japan.
Yes.
After we came back from Montreal and New York, we all looked at our finances and were like, dang, we really spent our money.
And let me just say this. Canada,
Yeah.
we were good. We could spend the rest of our lives in Canada.
Yeah.
Because our money
Goes far.
goes far
Far.
in Canada.
Yeah.
But that New York stint,
Even though we barely did anything.
it was the Ubers, I'm telling you. It was the Ubers.
It was the Ubers.
But, damn.
Yeah. So after that, we had a conversation and you were like, I think we need to push Europe to 2026.
Yeah.
We need to push things. We need to push things because we need more time to save. I'm like, okay, but like I was kind of hoping to use this trip as an excuse to see a friend of mine that I had who moved to Europe. And I was like, dang, like she's there. She doesn't know how long she's going to be there for. Like maybe I should just go. And I said to you guys, I'm like, I think I'm still going to try to swing it. I'm going to try to go. You and Maddie were like, you do your thing. We're not going at all. So c'est la vie, da 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 da. I'm pretty sure I talked on this podcast at some point about how I needed to buy those tickets. Like I was procrastinating those tickets. I bought those tickets. I went to Europe. And then when I got back from Europe, you were like, hey, my grandma wants to go to Europe. We're going to London, Ireland, and then
Boom, boom, boom.
it was just like 3 places at first.
Because, well, it was very wishy-washy in the beginning. First, it was supposed to be 3 countries, and my mom goes, well, you know, if we're going to be in London and we're going to be in Dublin, we might as well go to Edinburgh. We might as well go to Wales. We might as well go to... And I'm like, that's fair. But also,
Yeah.
damn.
You were going with your grandma and y'all
I was
were
like,
we
grandma cannot be hopping on trains and running through the streets and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Yes.
Yeah, so you came to me and Maddie, you were like, hey, we are going to Europe.
Yep.
You guys are more than welcome to come. Up to y'all. And I was like, I already spent all of my money going to Europe for the first time. And I was like, technically, the places that y'all were going to, I had already been to, with the exception of you guys were going to go to Paris. Oh, it was going to be France, Dublin, and London. Those were the 3 places. And I was like, okay, but I just did London, Dublin, and Spain. It is what it is. And you were like, if I like Paris, like, you know, I'm going to want to do the other European countries. So we'll probably hit up France twice. And I was like, I'll catch you on the next one, right?
And let me ask you a question.
Oh, God, I already know what you're going to ask. Go on.
For my memory's sake, because you know
Okay.
I don't be remembering things. Did I ask you before you went on your trip?
Yes.
Before. So you
Okay.
had an option.
I had an option.
You had an option?
Yes.
And then you were like,
Because so the issue was the person I was going to visit was on a traveler's visa that was going to expire in August.
Yes.
And y'all were trying to go September, October. Mm-hmm. And so when I went to her and I was like, hey, I have a friend, like the whole purpose was y'all weren't going to go. I'm going to go visit her in this country, right? Mm-hmm. Then you were like, hey, do you want to come on this trip? I was like, cool. Would you guys be willing to come earlier in the year? You're like, no.
I can't swing it.
We can't swing it. We're going to go later in the year, same time. And I was like, well, she's going to be gone by then. Mm-hmm. So I already told her I was going to come and visit her. I essentially had already bought my tickets, but you can always move things around. Yeah. Especially with like airline flights, if you're just trying to like, oh, hey, I want to change it to this flight time, whatever, an extra fee. And so I was like, here's the thing. I told her I was going to come and visit her. You guys are going in September. She's going to be potentially leaving in August, like a mid to late August. So I can't swing it.
And I said,
yeah,
bye.
And I was like, I mean, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It's one of those things where it's like, hey, I'm coming to you and I'm making a promise. Mm-hmm. And then a third party that you know nothing about, has no influence in your life, is having me come and change the plans. And like, why does that matter to you when I already made the promise? Mm-hmm. I'm like, whatever. Hindsight is 2020. And I will say that that wasn't the best experience that I had in Europe. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I was able to go and have not even that much better of an experience, but at least it was an experience.
It was an experience.
I will say that it was more so, I feel like the first portion was just like, we don't travel the same.
Yeah.
And I realized how important it was to travel similarly to somebody else. I never realized that the people that I always traveled with, we were the same type of travelers. Until I went and I traveled with her and I was like, this is completely different. Mm-hmm. So we did not travel the same. So I did not have the type of trip that I wanted to have. And so now fast forward to like, I've come back from this trip. I've told everybody it just wasn't my type of trip. And Chanel's like, oh, by the way, my grandma, she can't keep up. Like we can't.
And let me go through this because this was a journey for me. Because your trip happened April.
Yeah.
We didn't go, or like we didn't have the trip planned until like September, October, right? Yeah. The actual trip that I was going on. Mm-hmm. So between all of this time is me talking to my mom. Okay, so you want to go here? You want to go here? Maybe we should add this country. Okay, so you want to go here, 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 here. Okay, wait. Maybe is it a good idea to add all those countries? I don't know. I was working at the same office as my mom. This was my everyday.
But at what point did
grandma going?
Yeah. Like at what point did your grandma?
I'm like, is grandma going? Yeah. She's gonna go. She has to go. She has to. Next day, is grandma going? I don't know. I have to ask her. Mom, ask grandma if she's going. Well, I don't know if she wants to go or not. She's also old, so I don't know if she can actually make the trip. Mm-hmm. I'm like, if she wants to go, there are accommodations. We can figure it out.
Yeah.
But we need to know if she wants to go or not.
Now going to Europe, are there accommodations after going to Europe?
Hey, we figured out a way. If we would have known grandma, my mama, we would have known my mama was coming, we would have stayed in one country.
That is
we would have stayed in one country, or we would have left her in one country and went on and did something else. But no, you can't be traveling all over the place if you are an older individual. But that being said, Mom, what are we doing? I don't know. Maybe we should. Do you want to go tomorrow? No, I don't want to go tomorrow. We should go tomorrow. This is me every day. I was working at an office with my mom. This is me every single day.
I aspire to be your mom because the ability to look at you and be like, do you just want to leave the country tomorrow?
Tomorrow. I'm like, Mom, I have no PTO. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. She's like, can't you just work? No, I can't work outside of this country. It's illegal. It's illegal. Please, Mom.
But yeah, so I came back from the trip, and at this point, you guys started with just Ireland, London, and Paris. And when I came back, it was Ireland, Dublin, Paris, Edinburgh, Switzerland. Mm-hmm. I think Belgium and Amsterdam were also added.
It was a whole lot.
It was a whole lot. And I'm looking at y'all being like, dang. I wanted to do that.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I wanted to do my trip. Mm-hmm. Like, I wanted to hop around. And I'm just sitting here being like, well, I just used up 2 weeks of my vacation.
You're like,
I already spent a lot of money, literally. And I just be listening to you complain about the fact that the trip isn't getting planned. Mind you, like Chanel said, I came back in April. They were supposed to leave September, October.
Yeah.
I feel like it was sometime in August and the trip still wasn't planned.
It still wasn't planned. And every day, Mom, what do you want to do? Should we go to Italy? Should we just take a train to Italy? Mom, the train to Italy is 16 hours. We're not going to Italy. Like, this was the entire time. This was me the entire time.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, we need to make decisions.
Yep.
And so that's why you and me are good for planning, because we just work back and forth. I just need one person to say, yeah, that looks good.
Yeah.
I need one person to just say
Or
that.
be like, bounce ideas off.
Bounce ideas, and I need a response that's
Yeah.
actually concrete, and you're not going to change it.
Exactly.
So, yeah, by that time, it was August. We still didn't have anything planned. And my mom, we got into this weird thing where my cousin is coming.
Yeah.
And I was like, why is my cousin coming? She's literally 16.
Uh-huh.
Why is she coming on a trip to... Why is she coming to a trip to Europe?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. She's 16.
Yeah.
And her grades aren't too hot.
Yes.
Why are we bringing her to Europe? My mom's like, well, she can come and it's going to be so... And this will teach her, like, money. She can make money and go to school and da-da-da. I was like, I don't think that's how that works.
That's not how it works. What you're doing is like, the behavior that she has or she's doing right now, she can continue that and get awarded with an all-expense paid trip out of the country.
Yeah.
Like, you were saying, like, that would be a perfect, like, she graduated college trip, which I 100% agree. 100% agree.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yes.
And so, we were getting into this whole mess. And then my mom was really upsetting me because I was like, lady, we need to book this. We need to do this. You're still bringing up other countries. I need you to solidify. So I was like, you know what? We're doing these countries. We're going to do a round trip to Paris because it's cheaper to do a round trip out of one city. We're going to do that, whatever. And I was like, okay, what dates? And then my mom, I have this conference. I have that conference. I need to do this. I need to do that. And we need to do this. I'm like, okay. It got to a certain point where I was like, Mom, you drive me insane.
Yeah.
I booked my flights. I said I'm going alone. I said I'm solo trip. Solo dolo. Solo dolo.
You really did.
Solo dolo. Solo dolo.
I remember that. You were just like, and you were so pissed because you were looking at hotels like, I really have to pay for all this on my own, but I'm going on this trip.
I'm going on this trip. I said solo dolo, baby.
Yep.
I was like, I'm going to make this solo trip because okay, so it wasn't just, I'm getting no confirmation on what cities we're going to. I have this random child that's coming on the trip, which means a bunch of things are going to be not off limits, but I'm going to have to go do them by myself because you can't just leave a child alone. Then the third one is my cousin.
To take care of your cousin.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not taking care of her. So, and we know my mom, she wants to hang out in the hotel. So she's probably like, yeah, they'll go ahead and... No.
Yeah.
And then this girl didn't have a passport.
Yeah.
And I'm literally
It's
every day,
August.
where's this girl's passport?
Yes.
Where's this girl's for 6 months?
Yep.
Where's this girl's
passport?
passport?
At this point, you guys had already, I think, no, did you buy plane tickets yet or no? Because you didn't have a passport.
I bought my plane tickets,
Okay.
only mine, because I was like, this is going to be a solo trip. So then after I bought my tickets, my mom was like, oh, she's serious. Damn.
Yep.
Okay, let me buy my tickets.
Yep.
And I was like, psh, don't buy no tickets. I'm going alone. She said, no, I'm buying my tickets. Come on, Chanel. I'm like, fine. I'm on this flight. And you're upgrading me to business. Now. And she did. So I'm like, I'm not gonna be in economy because you don't want to plan anything. It's be commit. And afterwards, she was like,
I'm pretty sure you got premium economy because we talked about it.
oh, did I?
I'm pretty sure you got premium economy.
Because I was like, just in case.
Yeah, because I was like, here's the thing. It's not business, but
Yeah.
you don't want to sit yourself in economy.
Yeah,
You don't
yeah,
want to sit
that's
yourself in
rough,
economy.
that's rough.
Because, for like
But yeah.
10 to 12 hours, no. I think you got premium economy.
Yeah. That sounds like me. I'm not crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then I got my seats upgraded to business, so I was like, fine, you can come. And then, yeah, she still booked a trip for this little girl.
Yep.
I was like, okay, whatever. They still didn't have a passport. Okay,
Nope.
whatever. But my mom was like, thank you for booking the tickets, because if you didn't book the tickets, I probably would have waited longer. I'm like, duh! You would have waited longer?
And they were already like hella expensive.
They were already getting expensive.
Yeah. Because again, you guys were leaving like September,
literally 2
October,
months later.
and it's like August.
It's August. I'm like, people normally book this stuff six months in advance.
6 months. If it's like, if you were trying to do last minute, like 3.
Yeah.
You guys are within, like, you surpassing last minute.
Yeah. And then after this, it was, okay, let's look at hotels. Picking hotels. Mom, take a look at these hotels. I have 5 hotels. Take a look at the hotels. I just don't know. Let me go on TikTok. Searches for an hour, doesn't find anything. And I don't know, just pick the hotel. I swear to God, this was the experience. And I had to do this for 6 countries, bro.
Yeah.
6 countries. So eventually, we got to the point where we were getting close. You and me, we linked up because of my improv show.
Yeah.
We linked up because of that.
Yeah, I flew in.
Because whenever we're in proximity to each other, we just have crazy brain blasts and we start coming up with random stuff.
We're like a danger.
We are a danger to society and ourselves, but we like it.
It's fun.
And so we were like, we should move to LA. Like now. Like now. Your lease is up now.
Yeah.
Now.
I was pretty much all the conversations, because again, before Chanel and I lived together, we've said this before, we would talk almost every single day, if not every day.
Hours.
At least 8
8
hours.
hours.
8 hours. And so I've been like for weeks, if not months, since the beginning of the year being like, I'm not happy at my job.
Yep.
Like, I really think I need to do a change. Like, I think it's time for me to da-da-da-da-da. I don't know, Chanel. And I was like, maybe there's an opportunity for me, blase, blase, blase. But yeah, life was just linking up to a point where I was like, maybe it is a good idea. Like, you're ready to move. I'm ready to move. And also we had a conversation like 2 years prior where I was like, hey, LA's kind of nice. Chanel, hit me up in 2 or so years and let's talk about the idea of moving together.
And I said, on the contract, the date's coming up. Like, let's go.
We started talking about living together. And so as we were driving around the LA area looking for a place to live, we talked more about this trip. And I was like, well, if I'm going to be here, because before the conversation was like, me flying from SF just doesn't seem like a good idea for a long trip. Like 6 hours to like Montreal, whatever. Yeah. But I was going to fly down here if I was going to do it. I'm like, that's more flight money. Blah, blah,
extra.
blah. It's just a lot more that I have to do to coordinate. Yeah. Plus like dealing with Winston. He's gonna, if I'm gone for 2 weeks, I'm like, that's more money. I was like, this is a lot financially for me to do twice. Yeah. So, but I was like, oh, but if I'm going to be living with you, that's a completely different story because we have friends that are close by that are willing to watch the cats. Thank you, Maddie and Aaron. This is your shout out. Yay. Thank you. They don't listen to the podcast.
They really don't. Yeah. We can say anything about them.
Anything we want. But I'm gonna thank you. Thank you for watching Winston. He loves you a lot.
A lot.
So I had people who here who could watch him, and they didn't charge me anything, which was very, very nice. And then I would be in the same vicinity as you, so transportation would be easier. And then also just because I was in between like a transition, I was like, this seems like the best time to go on a trip. And then also just because there was already 3 of you going, you had to get 2 rooms anyway. Yeah. What's the difference of adding 1 extra person to a room that you already have to get? Yeah. So I kind of just like squeezed
that conversation when we actually did that. We were on the phone. I think I just got out of class. It's like 8 p.m. And I was like,
beginning of our calls. Yeah.
You should come on the Europe trip. You were like, what?
I was like, I can't do that, Chanel.
I can't. I was like, think about it. You can. Like, you can.
And also I was just like, because logistically it didn't make sense because I was like, well, I can't confirm that I can get seats on your flights. Right.
And I was like, check right now.
And I checked.
And there were seats on the flight. I said, buy it right now. And you said, I just purchased it.
I don't remember having it.
It was really like that.
I don't think it was like that.
It was really like that.
I think more so, you have to add, there was a lot more of like indecisiveness in between. You making it seem like I'm a very assertive human being. Yeah.
It was literally like this. Okay, follow me. I said, you should go on the Europe trip. You said, no, you're crazy. And I said, but think about it. And you said, I'm thinking about it. And then I said, XYZ reasons. And then you said, yeah, but. And I said, look up the flight. And then you got on the flight. You're like, dang, there's a seat on the flight.
Let me add.
Both ways.
Both ways. There were multiple seats available, both directions.
Ways.
coming and going, the exact same flight,
same flight.
date, same time, everything.
And I said, Cindy, book it. And you said, I'm booking it. And then you booked it. And then we went into my mom's room and I was like, so Cindy's coming on a trip. She's like, okay.
Yeah. And then your dad was like, same flights and everything? And you're like, same flights and everything. He's like, wow.
He's like, what?
And then I'm pretty sure he said something like, you guys are crazy. And then he left the room.
He's right. But nonetheless, it had to be done.
I personally feel as though it was a sign.
It was it literally made sense.
The thing is that's crazy too. If I take this into consideration, I paid less to see more on this trip than I did in the last trip.
Yeah.
I paid significantly more because the thing is as well, I mean, we'll kind of get into it, but like the type of trip that we had and the options and access to things that I had in comparison, the only thing I really paid for on the trip was Ubers.
Uber Jabbas.
Otherwise, I was just chilling.
Yep.
Eating.
Vibing. Yep.
And so from that point, after I was on the trip, you then were like, your debt is you have to help me plan this trip.
Yeah. Which you would have done anyways.
I would have done anyway.
Yeah.
Because also I like to do that type of stuff.
Yes.
So it's not like you're really asking me to do a lot, but you're just like, I just need a second person to co-sign.
That's all I need.
The things that I did. And I was like, we went through and looked all of them. We had I think we were able to get it down to 2 places per. And we looked and we ended up picking, some of them were our first choices, but availability was just
sold out because we were trying to book hotels a month or 2 before we were going to be out there.
The hardest part is that we needed 2 rooms to start off with.
Yes.
And then the other thing as well is that your mom likes to have the nicer style types of rooms.
Yes, which we found out that's not the move in Europe.
It's not the move. They don't really exist in Europe.
They don't exist.
And so I think that's what made the selection even harder because we were trying to find what was equivalent to what is US luxury in Europe.
Yeah.
And it didn't exist. So it actually crossed off a good chunk of hotels that were better that we probably should have opted to go with. But hindsight is 2020.
Hindsight 2020.
We know that now. But yeah, so we ended up picking an onset of stuff. We booked travel to and from and then country because we did Eurostars for a couple.
We did a lot of planning.
We did so much planning.
Flights, boom. That was done separately. All the hotels for the 6 different countries, the flights and trains in between each of these countries, trying to coordinate what time we're leaving and all that crap with when you can check in and all that nonsense.
I remember one of the conversations that we had with Eurostar was getting the premium.
Yes.
Or was their first class.
Yes.
And it seemed ridiculous because it was so expensive. But I was like, my big thing was the premium class is the only class that you can take where if you somehow miss your train, you can get onto any train for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
And I was like, we don't know this train system. We don't know where we're going. We don't know what we're doing. We need room to mess up.
Ooh, and boy, did that come in handy. Yeehaw. Yikes. But
yeah,
that was our planning journey. Okay.
And we've said the entire time, the next trip out of the country, we're planning it months in advance. I'm pretty sure.
Months in advance.
I think beginning of next year, we're probably going to start planning our trips for 2026 and 2027.
Yeah.
Probably get them both done within the first 6 months if we can.
Yeah. Because it's just so much nicer when you know what you want. And so you can just get whatever you want instead of having this is sold out, that's sold out.
Yeah,
and have to deal with
that.
The
fact
that
we showed up in France, and when we got there, it's kind of jumping ahead, but a lot of the museums were booked up.
Yeah, booking everything in advance, which we were we made the conscious decision to go by the
go with the flow.
Go with the flow for the trip, because I kept seeing people saying when you go to Europe, if you try to book everything and do everything, you're gonna be miserable.
Yeah,
and so I was like, okay, I'd rather go with the flow. Take an L if I have to.
Yeah.
And that's what happened.
Yeah.
And just be chill and just enjoy the vibes, then have everything booked down.
Yeah.
Japan, on the other hand, it will be booked down.
Oh, shoot. Really?
I think so.
Dang.
Just because different cultures. I feel
cultures.
Europe is they
Lax.
chill.
Yeah.
Every meal we had 3 hours for no reason. Japan, I feel they're more efficient and they're more go. So I feel we do need to book, because we won't be we have to make it to, this is the 3-hour lunch and we have to make it to the, you know what I mean?
I see.
So that's why I think, but I digress.
Well, again, that's where I personally believe we should have more planning because I like to go with the flow, but it's like I feel like we did get sick.
We got sick.
So, and we'll get into that.
We'll get into a lot of things. Let's just get into it. Paris.
Well, getting to Paris, right?
Oh, the flight, baby.
Yeah. So
shout out to the flight attendants.
Yes. So the business class tickets for when I was getting my tickets were too expensive. Like I think at that point it was like $5,000-$6,000 for one way. I was like, I can't do that. That makes absolutely no sense. I think my tickets ended up being somewhere around like I think it was like $1,100 because I opted to because I was like, oh, I don't know, maybe I'll change my mind. And I got the refundable tickets where up to 24 hours before your flight, you can get a full refund on your ticket. Otherwise, I think it would have been $600 round trip for me to go. But hindsight again.
Hindsight.
So anyway, we were like, we saw all these TikToks and we were trying to see, it's like people could go up and request a business class upgrade. You just need to go and ask. So we got me an outfit. I was dressed down.
She was dressed down.
I was dressed down.
Business lady.
To make it look like I had the money to upgrade. And so when we went there, we got there early. We got there the flight prior that was going to France from LAX.
Yeah.
The flight prior. And we were like, hi, we want to ask a question to upgrade. And like, the flight is boarded.
We're boarding
We're
right
boarding.
now. And we're like, no, for the next flight.
And she goes, oh, for the next flight? She goes, okay. Let me finish up here and then I'll help you out. So we're sitting down waiting. Some random lady from Air France comes up to us.
Are you for Air France?
And we're confused because
we're like, we are for Air France, but no, we're not getting on this flight. And so we're like, no, we're not getting on this flight. Da, 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 da. She's like, are you for Air France? And we were like, no.
And she's like, yes or no?
No.
And she goes, okay, that's all I asked. And then she turned around and walked away. And I was like,
we were like, okay, girl,
weird.
What do you think this means? This, I think you can interpret that in any language.
Yeah.
No.
So we went afterwards, we went back up to the lady and she was like, so here's the thing. The plane needs to get here first because we still need to give people time to check in. At this point, I think we were 4 hours early for our flight or something like that. And she goes, check back in when the plane is here to see what seats are available and I can let you know how much that costs. So since you had access to the business lounge, you went to the business lounge to go find some food, whatever. I waited outside and then we went back to her maybe like an hour or so later. The plane had arrived and she goes, okay, so here's the thing. There is a business class seat available. Oh no, she was like, oh, you guys want to try to sit together? Okay. So I gave her my ticket. I was in economy because she claimed she could do it. You gave her your ticket and she goes, oh, your business.
Business. I can't, for business,
She's like,
can't.
so you want an upgrade? I was like, that's what I literally said, can I get an upgrade?
Yeah.
And she goes, oh, well, I can't seat you guys together because
doesn't matter.
You're different classes. Sorry.
Duh.
So again, wait till the plane comes and then I can let you know what seats are available. So when I go up to her, she's like, we do have a couple of business class seats available. It's $1,000 to upgrade. I don't got $1,000 just to drop on an upgrade. So I walk away. We got there way before your mom and your cousin. Yes. And when your mom and cousin showed up.
And they stressed me out. They were supposed to come to our place the night before. And then my mom's like, no, we're not coming the night before. And I'm like, here we go. Yep. And then by the time we see them, Jordan already looks done.
We found out that your cousin had to pack your mom's bag.
She had to pack the day of an international flight. And then my mom shows up. And this is very, very important for the rest of this podcast series. Very, very, very important. I'm sending a lawyer to her this time. She brought 3 pieces of luggage. The big boy large bag, the medium bag, and the small baby bag.
Yes. And this is after Chanel had said, consolidate. Like, you should not be coming with big luggage.
I said, Mom, I am bringing 2 bags. I'm like, the most you can bring, 2 medium bags. That's the most you can do because we're going to be on trains. We're going to be moving here. We're going to be moving there. We're literally moving a lot. Traveling. You do not want to carry a bunch of bags. She brought all 3. She did not listen to me. And I said, the second I saw those bags, I was like, this is going to be a nightmare. And find out in the next few episodes.
It was a nightmare.
What a nightmare that was.
Incredibly a nightmare.
Oh my God.
So afterwards, we found out though that because you were saying at the time that I was trying to buy the business class seat, it was going to be $5,000. But at the airport, if you go up to the airport at check-in, upgrades are significantly cheaper. But you can only do it at check-in when the flight comes, because people will book tickets and they'll like cancel tickets, or there are no shows or whatever. So if there's seats available, they're gonna want to make money and sell them. So it was, even though I couldn't afford $1,000, it was significantly cheaper than if I would have bought the business ticket outright. So you were like, that's something that I need to tell my mom so that she knows in the future. That's just a good hack.
Yeah, it's a good hack.
Where it's like, you could essentially be flying business for the price that people are paying to sit in economy. That's insane.
That's insane.
That's absolutely insane.
Yeah, I go to tell my mom, like, we're about to start boarding. And I was like, hey, Mom, we went up to try to get the same seats that we're sitting in for Cindy, and it was going to be $1,000. And she's like, why didn't you tell me?
Yeah.
Let's go right now. We can do it right now. Why didn't you tell me? Oh my. And I'm like, you want me to just like promise other people's money for you? Like, that's crazy.
And as we're walking to the front, your mom was like, I can't believe Chanel would invite you so last minute. Why would you do this? And I'm sitting there being like, Chanel did nothing wrong. Like from the moment that you guys brought up the trip with your mom, her grandma, she invited me and Maddie, and Maddie and I both said no. And she not only invited us once, she invited us every single time the trip changed. And every time we said no. I'm just crazy.
She's crazy.
And the thing was, I was like, and I had already told your mom like a gist of what was happening with my life. And I was like, life just happened where I had the opportunity to go on this trip. And I didn't say it, but in the back of my mind, and you essentially offered to pay for everything. So I'm like, why am I going to say no to a free trip to Europe? Like, I feel like that I have nothing holding me back. And I don't have to pay any money. That just seems like a dumb thing to do. So I was like, Chanel is not the problem here. Also, like, we asked her almost an hour ago about these seats. You weren't here yet. So it's not like we can be like, oh yeah, I'm going to pay for it, but wait for my credit card to show up. Like, and so we go up to the front, and the lady who's trying to help us, because I'm pretty sure because we're both black, does not take us seriously. Absolutely does not take us seriously. Your mom goes up there and people are getting in line to start boarding on the plane. And your mom's concerned that that seat is gone. Because essentially she was like, I think she told us there was like one business class seat left on the plane. And your mom was concerned it was gone. So we go up there to ask to go get upgraded. And the flight attendant starts talking to every other flight attendant. Like any other person who's coming to work in the front, she's going off chattering here, chattering there. Your mom is looking at me. I'm looking at her, rolling my eyes and shrugging. I was telling her about how some of the other ladies were treating us very rudely and how we just had a terrible time with like the Air France people at the gate. And so when she finally came back to talk to us, your mom put on her charm and she was like, hi, we want to upgrade to business. And she literally looked at me and she goes, I already told your daughter that it's $1,000. And your mom goes, oh, I know. She was like, how much did you say? Because she forgot the dollar amount. It was like 1,041. She's like, yeah, it's 1,041. She goes, oh, okay. Put it on this card.
And by the way, my mom has an Amex charge card. It's thick.
It's thick.
You could kill someone with it.
It's thick.
So when she puts that card down, people go, oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mood changed immediately.
Oh.
The moment that they started doing it, your mom started cracking jokes with them. They were typing things out. My birthday was actually like a week before the trip, so they were wishing me happy birthday, being like, oh, this is so exciting. You're going to France for your birthday. Everybody's personality changed. Mind you, it took an extra like 10 to 15 minutes because that's how long. Like, we were gone for a while.
I know, and I was sitting there like, why are they you hear the laugh at Jordan? Oh,
yeah. That happened after the card went down, and it still took them forever to get me that seat. And so they were explaining that they were just explaining that it was going to potentially be a window seat. And your mom was like, if it's a window seat,
I'm stealing it.
I'm stealing the window seat. I was like, I don't care. I was out here all emotional because I've never been in business class before. And your mom was just like, literally was like, it's not a big deal. $1,000. I don't care.
Why did you tell me?
Literally. She was like, I hate traveling with people. Sorry. I hate traveling knowing people I know are sitting in the back of the plane.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
You're like, that benefits me. Yes, please. please.
I'm laughing because I'm like, ma'am, I know as soon as you get your champagne, you're not thinking about people in the back of the plane.
She would only care about you. She'd be like, my fallen soldier.
And so like I was emotional, whatever. And I was like, I can't believe I'm going to be sitting in business class to France. That's a long time. I was so excited. And so I got moved from boarding group 3 to boarding group 1.
Period.
We were one of the first few people to get onto the plane. And I'm just like, whoa.
Period.
And I'm like walking in, and you don't have to walk that far. Like we were literally in the front part of the plane.
You're used to the mile-long trek to the...
I feel like I'm a peasant of some sort that literally got the one big break in their life. I'm a regular, like, middle class, upper middle class of individual. Business class is like upper classes. You know what I mean? So I go, and there's my pod, right? And I'm sitting in my pod, and I'm like, I'm not sure what's going on because y'all were trying to see if I could get a window seat that was closer to y'all. Because there was like a window seat in the same aisle.
Because the way that we were sitting, there's 3 sections, window, and then a middle section with 2 people.
Seats, yeah.
I was sitting across from Jordan, my cousin, and then my mom was in front of Jordan. Yeah. And so we were trying to get you the window seat that was next to Jordan. The white lady sitting there was basically like, oh, because my mom was kikiing with the flight attendant. The flight attendant talked to the lady, and she was like, okay, well, lady, come take a look at the seat. The seat that you were switching for was a better seat. It was a better seat. It's like one where you're in the front. Yeah. And so like you have more privacy.
It really felt as though I was in my own little section of the entire plane. Yeah. Like I was so tripped out because that's never happened to me before. Yeah. Because for starters, like you are in your own little pod. Yeah. But I really felt like they gave me my own little section,
like extra,
wing
even of more, the plane. Right? Yeah.
And like I was just like, I was waiting, but like I started unpacking my stuff because I didn't know what was going on. Your mom came over, was like, "Why are you unpacking your stuff?" I was like, "Lady, I don't know.
I don't know when they're gonna take off. I'm new here.
Yeah, I'm new here. Literally, like everybody's coming and talking to me. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. We didn't talk about the fact that we were up until like 4 a.m. Yeah, cleaning the house.
Oh my God, we were delirious.
I was exhausted.
We were both delirious.
Absolutely exhausted. Yeah. And so I was like trying to unpack my stuff so I could go to sleep. And so my favorite part of the whole flight attendants, like the flight attendants that took us to Air France, the people who were actually on the plane. So I call the people who are in the front flight attendants. I don't think the people who kind of work the front desk are like the flight attendants per se. They work for Air France. Yeah. But like, so the people in the front desk are the ones that we were having issues with. But the flight attendants on the plane, exceptional.
Gold star.
The one that was kikiing with your mom came up to me incredibly apologetic. Because literally looking like she was on the verge of tears.
Because she was like, why would this random white woman not switch with you?
And we know why.
We know why.
And I feel like that's the only
why
she was crying.
Because it's a better seat.
Yeah, I feel like that's the reason why her eyes are welling up. Yeah. She was like, I just feel so bad you can't be with your family on this flight. And I was like, no, I literally was like, I appreciate you trying. Like, I literally have no issue, no concern whatsoever. So I assumed after she came and talked to me, like, that's where I was going to be sitting.
And then my mom came back. Give my window seat.
She was like, why are you unpacking your stuff? I said,
get back over there. You were like, just tell me where to go.
Like, she's like, move quick before people come. And then people started to come.
Yeah, people started filing in.
I already put my stuff away.
She was like, give me my window seat. I paid for that. That's exactly what she did.
And I didn't care. I was like, business is business. And after everything got settled, I had my coat still. You told me to give my coat to the flight attendant. I think your mom might have accidentally taken the hanger, or they already took her coat from that seat. And so I handed it off. And then after that, I passed out.
You were so Betty Bye.
It's like I was exhausted and I was overstimulated. Yeah. I was incredibly
Shutdown mode activate.
Literally. And it was so funny because, I mean, you can tell this part because I was passed out.
She was passed out. So the entire time, the flight attendants, once again, gold star. Yeah. I was putting my bag up and then a flight attendant comes up. I just want to introduce myself. I'm Eric. If you need anything on this flight, just let me know. Da, 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 whatever. I was like, thank you, sir. Thank you. Oh my God. But yeah, so we were getting like food and everything situated. We're in the air. Wow.
We were already in the air? We took off?
We took off.
I thought we were still on the ground.
We took off.
Dang.
So you missed the takeoff portion. But yeah, so after I put up my bag, we sat down, we took off, and then that's when they start like, okay, what do you guys want to eat? Type vibe. You got some champagne. You were still awake for that.
Oh, I did get some champagne.
I think it was before we took off.
That's probably why I passed out, because I was tired, overstimulated.
Go.
I'm gonna tell you what, premium economy put me on. The Europeans, they love to drink. And the premium economy, I said, I paid for this. Give me, every time you come, give me liquor.
Give me liquor.
Give me liquor.
And another one.
And literally.
For free.
It's for free.
Thank you.
So I'm a drink. I don't drink. But when I'm in the air,
I drink.
I'll keep.
Let me relax. Anyway. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so we were in the air and they go around and they ask for our dinner order.
Yeah.
And so you were asleep, but I think they
woke me up for dinner. But no, the part where they were looking for me.
Yeah. It was somewhere in that time.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what. I think it's because they put in your dinner order, but you weren't in the proper seat for them to put on your thing.
So when they put in my dinner order, I was awake at that point.
Yeah.
And I came and turned around and I said, hey, I was passed out. You're like, oh, I know they were looking for you.
Yes.
So it happened.
So after you put in your dinner order, they had an issue.
No, before they put in my dinner order.
Before?
Yeah.
They asked the dinner after?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Well, because they woke me up to get my dinner order and I ended up being awake for a good push.
Okay. I got you. Mm-hmm. So yeah, they were trying to look for you on the passenger manifest and you weren't in your seat. Mm-hmm. So the flight attendant, who I was talking to the entire flight for some reason, he was like, hey, you're in the same group, right? I can't find her on the thing.
How hilarious is that? So here's the thing. She checked in.
Yeah.
She boarded, but she's not on the thing.
And I was like, I just thought it was a naming issue. Yeah. And so we were trying to figure out the name situation, whatever. You go by a couple names. So we were trying to figure that out.
Many aliases.
And then I realized, she just switched to business class. So it's probably that issue. And he looked for it and he found you all the way in economy. And he was like, oh, she was in economy. I was like, she just switched to business. And he's like, okay, that must have been it. Okay.
He was like, ew, she was back there? Ew. I guess. It's different flight attendants.
Yeah.
Different flight attendants. Yeah. That's what blows my brain.
Yeah.
They have a different set of flight attendants for different sections of the plane.
I didn't know that, but thank you for informing me.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Because I've never seen a man as nicely dressed as him.
He's dressed
or
nice.
those people as nicely dressed. No.
They're wearing full suits.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that it's like they do just business.
Yeah.
And then the other flight attendants do premium economy and economy.
That makes sense.
But yeah. So I had no idea that I was being searched for. What happened to me was I was passed out and all of a sudden I feel like somebody like tapping like something on my arm and I go
like that. Like that.
Are you good? He's acting like nothing happened, like he was about to jump off. But I was so scared. And there was a flight attendant who had crouched down to rub my arm to wake me up. And she was so incredibly apologetic. She goes, I am so sorry, but I need to get your dinner order.
For dinner.
What would you like for dinner? And I was like, let me look at the
Where
menu for business class.
Where am I?
So I made a mistake. I ended up getting the trout versus the beef. But at the time I was like, I feel like I'm going to eat a lot of beef in France.
Yeah.
So let me try some of the fish, which is fair. I don't think we had any seafood with the exception of bad sushi while we were in Europe.
Yeah.
So like, let me try this. I was like, it's business class. Nothing can go wrong here. And so she was super sweet. And then I turned around. I got up to look at you guys. I know the man that was sitting next to me was sick of me. The amount of times I got up to look over and try to talk to Chanel because I asked Chanel, log on to get onto this Wi-Fi.
I couldn't get on the Wi-Fi.
So I could text you during this flight.
I couldn't get on the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I know. Because
I still have not figured that out.
That's hilarious.
Next time I got to ask a flight attendant.
Yeah, I was texting her this whole flight. I'm like, none of these messages are sending. Gets up. And so I was like, yeah, I was passed up for this flight. And then that's when he told me, yeah, they were looking for you. I was like, oh. Well, so I'm sitting back out. I'm now awake. I'm looking for things to do. They come out. I'm like playing with the chair, right? I'm going, and I look up, Chanel, can you lie down over here?
I was like, yes, lie
I
flat
said,
seat, squirrel,
what?
lie flat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They brought out our appetizer, which was a bunch of snacks. Crazy. They're like, do you want something to drink with your snacks? I'm like,
said-
sure. I was like, do you got a sweet wine? They were like, sure, yes. What type of sweet? I was like, red or white? I'm like, let me do a white. And she goes, okay. So she pours me a white. I'm like, that's pretty good. She goes, hold on. I know what you want. Let me pour you this red. So she pours me some of the red. I drink it. This is amazing. I knew that's what you would want. I said, why are you in my brain? These people, like, I'm in awe of this. This, like, literally, money gets you places. This is the time where you spend money and you actually get your money's worth.
Gorgeous.
That's crazy.
Gorgeous.
Crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. The flight was beautiful.
The flight was beautiful.
Everything I ate was delicious. Everything I drank was delicious.
Yes.
I told Chanel that my flight to back from London was my favorite flight. I think the flight to Paris will forever trump.
Gorgeous.
Like, I feel as though if that's the service I get, keep me in the air. Let me spend 2 weeks in the air.
This is how you know.
Yeah.
We could have got there and I could have got right back on the flight and went back home.
100%.
And I would have been satisfied.
That was beautiful service.
It was beautiful.
So I'm going to say this. If Air France is listening, you need to work on your, like, interpersonal, like, customer service crew, like, at the airport, specifically LAX.
Yes.
You can reach out to us and I can give you the exact dates and times so you can reprimand them. But I will also give you the exact date and time of the flight that we flew so you can... Every single person, every single flight attendant that served business class on our flight from LAX to France deserves a raise. They were 10 out of 10.
Phenomenal.
10 out of 10.
Excellent experience.
I had the best experience ever flying.
It was beautiful.
Through them. Yes. They seemed like they actually cared about us.
Like, genuinely.
And that's crazy. It did not seem like it was a job to them.
Yeah.
And that's how I know they do their job well, because that's a job. Waiting on people hand and foot is a job. But yeah, I loved my experience flying. I loved it so much. I took so many pictures because I knew that wasn't going to happen forever.
Woo! Yes. Wonderful. Great time.
Yes.
And then I was just sitting next to a little girl. She was watching my movie the entire time.
Yeah. I was watching the person who had the window to my right. I was watching her TV shows too.
It'd be like that.
It'd be like that.
It really do. But yeah, because I was sitting right next to her during the flight. I'm telling you, our flight attendant ran a little ragged. Bless you.
Ooh, thank you.
He couldn't find Cindy. Yeah. And then my cousin fell asleep without her seatbelt on or fell off or something. And he was cracking me up because he was like looking. And I was like, did someone lose with a flashlight? And I was like, did somebody lose something? And I'm looking at him and he's like, her seatbelt. It's not on. I'm going to have to wake her up. And I was like, it's okay, wake her up. Wake her up. He seemed so distraught. I was like, wake her up. I don't care. But he's like, no, like, I can't find the others. And I was like, okay, let me look. I'm going like this and all of her blankets trying to find the other. It was the small part. So I was like searching for it. And she woke up anyways. And I was like, girl, put your seatbelt on. You're stressing this man out. He's stressed.
That man was stressed. My flight attendant was chipper. So nice. I'm going to tell you what. I didn't look up. I wrote down the name of that wine. I need that wine. That wine is
we need to go across the street. Period.
We go look. I need that. That wine is too good. That wine is too good.
But yeah, that was just... It was a wonderful experience.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that experience.
I need the Japan flight to be as good.
I need to get my bread up.
Bread. Because Japan,
we're flying
business.
I mean, I actually feel like business is better than first class, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, I know for Air France, first class is ridiculous.
They give you a bed.
You have to pay at least $20,000 for one seat. At least $20,000.
To me, I don't think it's worth it.
I don't think it's worth it. You get a full bed, but it's like, and like a little quarters, whatever.
Yeah.
It's too much. But you get escorted, I'm pretty sure, from your home to the airport. You get a private lounge in the airport, and then you get on the flight. So like if we were huge celebrities. If you're Beyonce,
I feel like,
and Beyonce can charter her own jet, so maybe not Beyonce, but you know what I'm trying to say.
I feel like we should be able to, you know how those people who have YouTube channels, they do those videos? Like, I feel like we should get the opportunity at least once to be like, we try first class, and we can like...
we review it for free. So Air France, if you want to go ahead and send us a little offer, you know, we have our email in our bio, I believe. If not, we'll put it there. And yeah, send us an offer where you pay us to try your first class, and we go ahead and give that a review because we're fans now. And we can be business partners as well. Thank you.
I feel like that's a great place to end.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will get more into Paris itself, but I think the
trip
preparation
there,
to get to the trip.
We went through a lot.
We went through a lot. So in these upcoming episodes, you're going to hear, we're going to kind of combine. So we talked about the preparation of the trip in this one. Next, we're going to talk about our stay in Paris.
Yes.
We're then going to talk about Amsterdam, Belgium.
Oof.
We'll then move on to London.
Yes.
Dublin, Belfast.
Yeah.
And then we'll see. Maybe we'll talk about Paris again. We'll see.
We're going to talk about Paris again, I can already tell you. Because the shenanigans.
The shenanigans.
When we landed in Paris again, it was shenaniganing. It was shenaniganing.
It
really was.
It was. It truthfully was.
So yeah. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Is someone knocking on my door? Hello? Open the door. Open the door. I'm filming a podcast right now. Goodbye.
Bye.
You want to say hi to the podcast?
No, thank you.
Okay, bye.